All right, guys, impromptu video today, okay? Yesterday, after I made the comment about not seeing the need for somebody who has sufficient protein intake to actually need any kind of BCAA supplementation, and I made a little joke about throwing it in the trash, right? I got a lot of inboxes and some questions and some conversations with some friends of what is sufficient protein intake? What does that look like, okay? Sufficient food protein or even whey protein intake, those whole proteins are always going to be better than your branched chain amino acids. Fitness industry, the supplement industry, man, it's a lot of marketing, it's a lot of scam. I'm not going to hate on them because they're selling products and they're smart, all right? But I just don't see the need for it if you're getting sufficient protein intake. Recently I read an article, I think it was Alan Aragon or Brad Schoenfeld, one of those guys, that said the only reason you ever need BCAA supplementation is if you insist on a low protein diet. And those of us who work out, train, are in fitness, we know the importance of protein, so that's not going to happen. Either you must or want to have a low protein intake, or you want to waste your money. One of those two. So here's what a sufficient protein intake looks like, okay? Sufficient protein intake is going to be about 1.8 to 2.7 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. So I'm not into math. I had a little sheet. Here's my sheet that I did some pre-calculations of what that looks like, okay? So remember, that body weight is not your actual what you are now if you're an obese person. It's your ideal body weight. Ideal body weight is usually going to be around 10 to 15% body fat. So if you're 300 pounds, you're obese, you're 50% body fat, that doesn't mean you use those calculations based on that 300. It's whatever your ideal body weight is. So let's say we got a person whose ideal body weight is 180 pounds, okay? 180 pound person, they're gonna look at 147 to 220 grams protein per day, okay? That's what that's gonna look like. That's really not a lot, okay? Most of us hear the 1 gram per pound of body weight. For a 180 pound guy that works out, to get 147 grams of protein minimum is not that big of a deal. That's literally 5 meals of 30 grams of protein, okay? That's not that really that big of a deal. If you're gonna eat at 7, 10, 1, 4, and again at 7, that's 5 meals. If you're working out hard, I guarantee you're gonna be hungrier than that. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna show you what foods usually have about 30 grams of protein, okay? And I'll post this up if you guys want. So, remember, the big takeaway so far, 1.8 to 2.7 grams protein per day per kilo body weight. And that's ideal body weight, okay? So, foods that are gonna have 30 grams, around 30 grams of protein, okay? And you can write these down and I can email it to you, you can ask for it. 1 cup of cottage cheese is about 24. 5 eggs is 30. Scoop of whey protein, usually 20 to 25 grams of protein. 4 ounces of steak is about 30. 4 ounces of lean ground beef, around 27. 4 ounces of chicken, around 32. 4 ounces of turkey breast, around 32 as well. If you're into deli meat, 5 ounces of roast beef is around 30 grams of protein, okay? That's really not a lot of food. So, if you take away something from this video, branched chain amino acids, waste. If you are in here, okay? 1.8 to 2.7 grams of protein per day per kilogram of body weight. Ideal body weight, okay? Hope this helps. We're gonna do more little tips like this, and hopefully it's something you can take home, use at home. Again, with protein intake, you want to get protein intake at least every 3 to 4 hours, okay? The idea is to get consistent protein intake throughout the day, all right, to help you with recovery, strength gains, burning fat.